right, so I promised I would do it, and so we're doing it. We are dissecting the Yashahime Opening and Closing. Hi guys, my name is Maria Park, and this is Approach to Nerd, and in this episode, we are breaking down the brand new opening and ending of Yashahime. Now, I'm probably not going to be right, because I'm basically going to be spewing my non-educated theories around, so please, if you have comments or even ideas or theories of your own, put them in the comments below, but let's do this! So this opening is not only extremely catchy, but has a lot of visuals. I love this part where we see that Setsuna, Toa, and Miroha are basically sitting on temple stairs with their parents kind of transposed in the background. So we have Miroha with Inuyasha and Kagome, and it looks like Rin is canon because both Toa and Setsuna have Sesshomaru and Rin as their background. We also see a lot of nostalgic pictures of Rin as a child and Kagome and Inuyasha when they first met and traveled together before being married and having kids. There also seems to be a scene here where Rin is asleep and Sesshomaru looks extremely ticked off. I also found it kind of interesting that we see a hand holding the rainbow pearls, but a tear falls specifically on the gold one. Now I'm not sure if this is Toa herself or if it's somebody close to her like Miroha, and something happened to separate Toa, which actually in both the opening and closing, it does seem like they do get separated. There's this scene where Toa is standing on one side of the sacred tree and Setsuna and Miroha are back in the feudal era on the other side. Kind of like what happened with Kagome and Inuyasha a lot in the series and in movies. But I don't know why Toa would have gone home without them, and especially why she would be separated from her rainbow pearl. Unless somehow Kurenmaru or one of his remaining minions got it from her. One of my theories on why Toa is separated and goes home is because she's so angry that her father not only knew that the forest was about to be burned down that they were in, that he also did nothing to save them. Maybe the same level of anger, if not more, and betrayal that she felt when she found out that Homura was the one that separated her and Setsuna by starting the fire. Of course, to play devil's advocate, that may not have been Sesshomaru at all, but Riku. Maybe he has the ability to shapeshift, and so he took on a bunch of different forms. I'm still curious to see how he got Miroha's rouge, since you see him handing it to somebody. Was he pretending to be Hachi the entire time? Also, somebody had to have saved Setsuna from the burning forest. I mean, we know how Toa got out. She literally traveled through time. But how did Setsuna survive? My guess is either Sesshomaru is a double agent, only pretending to not give a crap about his kids, or Jokken saved her. I mean, we haven't seen Jokken at all. Where is he? He's pretty much always attached to Sesshomaru's side unless Sesshomaru gives him a mission. Saving its kids is pretty high up. More than likely, Jokken was supposed to save both girls, but Toa got transported through time first, so he was only able to save Setsuna. Someone had to have saved and raised her because she doesn't show up at Kaide's until she's a lot older. And then there's my third theory, which is actually the one that I'm leading towards the most. So hear me out. Maybe Kurenmaru wanted the twins, and Sesshomaru convinced Rin to let him use their children as bait. Setsuna almost dies in the fire, and the only way to save her is to link her to her mother. And it's not actually Rin who's being kept alive by Setsuna, but Setsuna is being kept alive by Rin. Ha! Talk about a plot twist. Also good to see Sango visiting Moroku during his 1,000-day training, but I'm still curious as to where their other twin daughter is, and whose grave was Sango praying at. I love that we get to see both Toa and Miroha in what looks like almost full demon modes. And speaking of Miroha, who is this guy that she's crying over who looks like Kai, one of the wolf demons in the OG series? Maybe it is Kai, or maybe it's another demon. Maybe it's Koga's son, but definitely looks like someone from the Wolf Clan. I also love the fact that Toa once again could not grab Setsuna's hand and keep her from falling, but Rin, her mother, was the one that caught her when she fell. We do get a little bit more profile on Kurenmaru, and he looks pretty cute, which is weird to say about a villain. I'm also convinced that Sesshomaru and Kirinmaru probably did merge. We see them fight, we see this light behind Sesshomaru, and then it looks like his face is imposed in a body. Could this be basically a very artistic way of showing that it's two sharing one space? It would explain why if you kill one, the other one has to be defeated too. The rest of the clips are just of the girls hanging out where it looks like Toa is using some Jedi mind telekinesis on Takichio. We also see Toa fighting one of the four pillars, Katan, as well as a red and a green demon. We see Miroha fighting a demon of her own, and Setsuna is squaring off against the mysterious demon woman we saw in the last episode named Zero. We also get a very quick glimpse of Sota's family, as well as Sota and Kogome's mother and grandmother, the demon slayers, a slew of dream butterflies, like an army really. And of course, this image. And here are some things that I noticed about the closing. In no particular order, we see more of the girls bonding together. It looks like, once again, Toa is separated from Miroha and Setsuna, and we see her in modern times standing outside in the rain with an umbrella. But it's interesting that they focus on Toa reaching into her pocket. What's in there? I mean, did she pull her rainbow pearl out of her eye because she couldn't control her full demon transformation and decided to carry it around in her pocket? Like gum? Interesting. Then we see a very depressed looking Miroha staring into what looks to be a pond. And in her hand, we see her holding her Rouge compact. And then Setsuna is in a forest type area with flowers that kind of look like the flowers called I See You blossoms that blossom in spring, which is very ironic if that's actually symbolic. And of course, with Setsuna, we do see the dream butterfly. And then the girls are kind of, it looks like awakened from a shared delusion, or at least individual delusions, which probably means that none of this is actually happening and it's all in their minds. And we've seen this with Setsuna whenever we think about her not having dreams and the ability to sleep. She's usually in an isolated location with the butterfly continuously sucking all of her dreams away. I love the dragonflies that are flying overhead as the girls are walking, very reminiscent of Kikyo. And I love how, even though Toa can never hold on to her sister's hand, her sister, Setsuna, grabs onto hers. Which kind of proves that the Setsuna we saw as a little girl is still very much there and very much attached to her older sister. Then we have Sesshomaru with all these little bubbles that he's in. It's just kind of vague. I mean, I guess it's blurred on purpose, but I can't make out exactly what's going on. But yeah, it's almost like his memories are all going away. Maybe these are memory bubbles. Maybe this is what it looks like when the dream butterfly sucks them out. Or if Sesshomaru really is being a double agent for Kirinmaru's clan, then these little blurry bubbles could represent Sesshomaru's master plans. I really like my theory from earlier that Rin is keeping Setsuna alive, which is why Setsuna looking longingly into the pool where her mother's at the bottom is very symbolic to me. So we get a shot of these flowers and then they're called a dianthus, which basically translates to the flower of love or flower of the gods. So with all these demon gods running around falling in love with humans, that's also very symbolic in a way. Not sure if that's what they were going for, but I'm just throwing it out there. I mean, why focus on a flower if it doesn't mean anything? And there you have it. My theories, uneducated of course, on what's going on in the opening and ending of Yashahime. What do you think? Leave me a comment below and let me know. And if you would like to sign up for jury duty, hit the subscribe button. If you like news next on Nerd Bell, hit the notification bell. Until next time, I can't wait for you to approach the nerd. Bye guys.
Thank you for watching my video. I really appreciate it, but hey, the party doesn't have to stop now. Click on one of these videos and keep it going.